Most men support women and equality. We do not support feminism. Broski, what?
Yeah, it's about equality, all right, until it's time to approach a man and pay for a date. How's it about equality if men have to still play traditional roles and women do not? It's not about equality, it's about oppression.
Again, you have this all wrong. Equality does not mean treating men and women exactly the same. And I mean in relationship dynamics specifically. Men and women are different. A tsunami and an earthquake are two forces of nature. That is undeniable. They are equal in their ability to destruct, but they are different. They are equal, but they are different. Women don't want to be treated like men, the same as men don't want to be treated like women, because it's emasculating. Would you prefer that I start opening doors for you and buying you flowers and sweet little treats and stuff like that, telling you how pretty you are? Or would you rather I open the door when you come home from a long day of work in black lingerie? It is okay that men and women want different things. When we say equality, we mean full autonomy over our own bodies. We mean equal pay for similar jobs. We mean not being discriminated against simply for our gender. We mean the ability to open a business in our own name, if we so choose to. Equality does not mean being treated the same.
When men finally give women equality back, suddenly it's not so empowering anymore. No special treatment. No invisible safety nets. Just equal rules, equal accountability, equal consequences.
You do realize that chivalry and equality are two completely different things. Chivalry and patriarchy are two completely different things. I heard somebody on here talking about how chivalry started in like the, 1200s, 1300s, and it is how knights were looked at and expected to act. Like a knight, somebody who was going out and who is fighting off the bad guys, and how they were expected to uphold a higher value to themselves so that others looked up to them. Because they treated others with respect, because they treated others in a way that they should be looked up to. And men are getting this backwards. They're saying, well, you want chivalry, you're gonna have to just get rid of that so you can be equal with us. And the amount of men who come out here and they're like, well, we're gonna treat you just like we treat any other man, which is horrible apparently, because God forbid you be nice and kind to another man. And that's the thing. Men are admitting that they treat other men horribly. They treat other men in a way that is less than. They think that they treat women better than they treat men. And so their idea of equality is oh, well, I'm not going to treat you better anymore. I'm going to treat you just the way like I treat my buddy down there. That shouldn't be the case. I mean, if you truly like a woman and you want to be in a partnership with a woman, you are going to have to like them. You're going to have to treat them with kindness and generosity and integrity and being humble and having characteristics within yourself that hold value so that you can hold value to your partner. But men don't want to do that. They want to use equality against women. And this kind of comment says the same thing that a lot of comments do, which is, I'm going to treat you like I treat every other man. But why do you turn to that? Why do you look at equality as you should be a copycat of a man, instead of recognizing that human beings should not have a gender? You should be treating all human beings with kindness, especially your own, right? Like, if you are a man and you don't treat other men with kindness, why? Why don't you do that? Why don't you treat other men in a way that you would treat women? Is it because you expect to get something out of a woman and not out of a man? And that's probably the basis of your own bias. And us women are just pointing it out.
Funny how equality was loud when it meant benefits, and quiet when it meant responsibility. Punchline? Equality only slaps when it slaps back.
Feminism is not the issue, but what it's turned into is. The original fight was for equality, votes, jobs, and just mutual respect. But somewhere along the way, equality morphed into superiority. Now, women are told, you don't need a man. Depending on him, it makes you weak. Be soft and nurturing, that's betrayal. Femininity was never weakness. But when women started trying to outman men, The polarity disappeared. No push, no pull, no leadership, no trust, just two people fighting for control, wondering why the attraction is dead. Men aren't disgusted by women. They're disgusted by the distortion, the constant anger, the victimhood, the competition. Masculine energy in women is repulsive to high-value masculine men. It just doesn't work. Real men don't want to battle their woman. They want to build with her. They want the woman who can lead her own ambitions and still soften in his arms at night, because strength and softness can still coexist. It should be able to. Masculine energy brings structure, protection, and direction. Feminine energy brings warmth, intuition, and life. You remove one, you get chaos. You fake one, and you get resentment. Feminism wasn't freedom. It was a tax scam. Shove women into offices, twice the work, twice the cash for Uncle Sam, pump up her paycheck, sell her cars, daycare, happy pills, then throw the kids in a brainwash center, aka schools, while mom and dad grind 60-hour weeks, too wiped to see the family's actually been robbed. The goal was never to dominate each other. It was to balance each other out, to make each other better. When masculine and feminine move in harmony, your love thrives and legacies last lifetimes.
Men stopped overextending and women called it cruelty. No free emotional labor, no free problem solving, no free protection on demand. Men clocked out of unpaid roles and women called it cold. Turns out chivalry wasn't oppression, it was a bonus. Punchline? You don't miss the privilege until it's gone.
Men don't care about equality. They only like the idea of equality when it's benefiting them. Because if they actually care about equality, we would have a well-established maternity leave system, not just for women, but for men as well. If they actually care about equality, women wouldn't spend 2.5 times more hours doing unpaid labor and domestic work than men. If they actually care about equality, male contraception and vasectomy would be equally normalized and emphasized, instead of letting women carry most of the medical and physical risks. If they actually care about equality, there wouldn't always be long queues outside of women's toilets. Because of biological and practical differences, women's restroom needs way more floor space to achieve the same efficiency as men's. If they actually care about equality, we would have a strict legal system to punish domestic abusers and serial harassers. There wouldn't be 736 million women, which is almost 1 in 3, who have suffered physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. If they actually care about equality, they would hold other men for accountability. They would call out their guy friends' sexist jokes instead of laughing with them. Superficial equality doesn't mean real fairness. In a system that's already tilted in men's favor, seeing 50-50 still benefits them.
Equal treatment means equal indifference. No compliments at work, no favors, no extra patience. Just professionalism. The same thing men have always lived with. And somehow that feels like hostility now. Punchline? Respect feels rude when attention used to be free.
Why can't men just like lead? Like just lead. Who cares if she's responsible, is successful, has her own money, can do anything herself? Just like, can't you maybe want to lead?
It's because the men that you choose, you don't trust them to lead. Not only do you not trust them to lead, but you can't give up your sense of perfectionism. You can't give up your sense of control. You can't give up your ability to micromanage everything that he's doing, even when he does lead. You nitpick everything that he does, because if he doesn't do it the exact way that you would do it, then it's a problem. So even when he does lead, he's getting criticized along the way. And he's criticized so heavily, by the way, that he ends up not doing it anymore, or he stops helping you, or he stops leading altogether. Most women are so hell-bent on this idea that they can do it themselves that even if a man goes to the grocery store or puts up a TV, she's still going to go behind him and check everything that he's doing, or she's going to call her dad or phone another guy to help her because she doesn't even trust that man to lead. And you see it so much with single moms, because these single moms marry people, get divorced, have children with these men, and then they don't trust them to raise their children together or co-parent, and she micromanages him every single step of the way. But not only that, is y'all say successful, but what you do is you bring that boss-ass bitch mentality home, and no man wants a fucking masculine woman who's gonna tell him what to do 24/7. It's like y'all get in this role that you're the boss queen because that's what you do all day at work, and then you wanna put him in this role when you get home. So you give him absolutely no room to lead in the first place. When you do this, you emasculate him, you're disrespectful, you don't know how to communicate, because if you knew how to communicate, then you'd communicate that being a leader is more than just providing, or whatever your standards are for leading in the first place. Women have told men for the past decade that they can do it themselves, so why all of a sudden would a man turn around and lead? He's going to look at you and say, you got this, you're a boss-ass queen, you wanted equality, you can handle it, you don't need me. You don't get to pick and choose equality or when you want to benefit from a man's leadership. You either have his leadership or you don't. A lot of women really need to look in the mirror and determine why is it that you are with people that you don't trust to lead in the first place. Okay, bye.
Men didn't become bitter, they became precise. Effort is matched. Energy is mirrored. Interest is reciprocated or withdrawn. No chasing, no begging, no overinvesting. Women call it emotionally unavailable. Men call it math. Punchline? Equal effort exposes unequal value.
Done more for the world, men or women?
Women, of course.
Of course. So who walked onto the moon first? Who's the richest person in the world? Who invented the light bulb?
Oh, fair enough, but women gave birth to all of them.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Want to be equal or special?
We want equality with equal pay. I'm not trying to get beat. I want equal pay, because it's like, why am I going to college? I'm getting A's and B's and this C.
Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I would clean sewers if it's more money.
Okay. Do you think most women would choose to do that?
I don't know what most women choose, but I'm talking about me.
Okay, no, I get that, but I'm saying I've interviewed hundreds of women, and most women actually would not choose the dangerous, dirty job. Is that possibly why a lot of women get paid less?
Well, if you're not willing to put in the work to get money, then that's your fault.
Why do we have the expression, that's a man's job?
Because certain things are a man's job. Because it's like, why gotta take the trash out if there's a man in the house?
Right, so I'm just saying...
Or lift heavy things.
Well, right, but it's...
When I'm talking about equal rights, I want equal pay, I want equality.
Is it fair to say if you want equal privileges, you need equal responsibilities?
No, why is responsibility with equality?
Because you gotta
I'm just trying to get equal pay.
Because you gotta take the bad with the good.
Why can't I have equal pay?
Don't you have to take the bad with the good?
No, you do not. We should have equality, period.
Equality also means equal dating outcomes. No automatic commitment. No prove yourself trials. No paying for auditions. Men stopped competing for women who bring demands instead of peace. Punchline? When the perks disappear, so do the applicants.
This one's gonna piss some people off, but yeah, you know what? It's the truth, so I'm gonna say it anyway. I really think it's time that we retire this whole idea that women just want equality, because it's not the truth. At the end of the day, we do want preferential treatment. That would be more accurate. Men could probably respect that more than what we say. Let me explain. Believe her. Without a shadow of a doubt. We should believe the woman who says whatever she says, although we know, factually speaking, in many, many cases, these women are lying. They'll come up later and say that they lied after they've ruined men's lives, taken everything from their career, and sent them to prison. But where is the justice? Where are the lines, the droves of people, women who are saying persecute her because she lied and she hurt a man? They don't exist. You know, you say that you want equal rights to be in all of these spaces, but you don't. Is there a backup of a line in the sanitation department? Are there women trying to get into the dirty and hard, labor-intensive workforces that men are in? I've never seen it, never heard of it. It's not on the news. We're not fighting to get in those spaces. We want to be in a boardroom. We want to be in AC. We want to be in a nice suit. We want our hair done, our nails done, and to have a lot of respect because our title demands it. We want high pay. We don't care about being equal to men, not in all spaces. You know, and it's the same thing in pretty much every other area. With the law, we want the law to favor women, to continue to favor women who have babies, give you insane child support, although it does not take even half of what most of you are trying to get, and you don't care what happens to the man. Can he live? You don't care. None of these areas, which were once areas that women did want equal rights, equal opportunities. It's not true today. It's 2024. Y'all are just running this in the ground and changing it into whatever suits your needs today. So let that go and be honest. Tell guys, we want preferential treatment. Drizzle drizzle doesn't have to be a life sentence. It just has to be that we become honest.
The biggest shock? Men are happier. More peace. More focus. More money. Less drama. When men stopped playing savior, life got quieter and better. Punchline? Equality didn't hurt men. It freed them.
Who do you think should pay on the first date?
I think it should be men.
I would say men for the first date.
A lot of you said you're feminists, right? You believe in equality. But it's interesting when it comes to paying for the first date, you want the guy to pay. How do you reconcile being in favor of equality but also holding men to their traditional gender roles?
Can I just talk about how, on average, I'm opening the door for men more than they open the door for me?
Apparently, that's a problem. Otherwise, we wouldn't be hearing about it.
I knew that chivalry was dead, but, I didn't know it was dead. I didn't know it was like this.
Like what? Being treated as an equal instead of a delicate, helpless woman that can't do anything for herself?
I don't mind being kind to men, opening the door for them, yeah. But it's just a little off-putting when it's 3 out of 5 times I'm opening the door for a man, and he's just going right through.
Well, a lot of women do that to men. They go right through the door and don't even say thank you. But yet somehow women are offended when they're treated in the same way.
You feel like a man after that? Me personally, I wouldn't feel like a man after that. I'd feel like a bitch.
It's rather ironic that when some women want to try to insult men, they usually end up referring to them by a term that was normally used to try to insult women, insinuating that they are feminine. Anyone else see the irony there?
And do you have any respect for yourselves? You guys, on average, guys, I'm really out here opening doors for men more than they're opening for me. We're talking about grown-ass men. We're talking about grown men, grown men, beard men, okay? Me, little lady, opening the door for you 3 to 5 times is kind of weird.
Interesting. And that goes right along with a little trend that I've been noticing, that some women really despise gender roles, except when it comes to men. They think that men apparently should stay in certain gender roles, but that it doesn't apply to women. Except, of course, when it benefits them.
So yes, this is what equality looks like. No pedestal. No rescue missions. No special rules. Just 2 adults standing on the same ground. And suddenly, one side is very uncomfortable. Final punchline? Turns out equality was never the goal, control was.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.